Hey Guitar Heroes, and welcome to episode 4 of Clone Hero Lessons. Just a heads up, I'm now putting the songs I use in the description, so if you want to try and follow along, you can find them there. So this lesson is going to be on quads. So we've covered trills, which is increments of 2, and then we've covered triplets, which is 3s, and now quads is 4s. And we'll also look at quints, which is all 5s, but that's there's not much to those. So with quads, we all know the one-handed way to do it, and you know, just 4 3 2 1 like that, or 1 2 3 4. But what happens when you're looking at something like this on the screen, where you got 5 4 2 1? Now, I don't know about you, but trying to stretch my hand to cover that kind of pattern can be really uncomfortable and not very fun. So a good way that I've seen quite a few people do quads, especially ones like this, is to treat it like a triplet while tapping the highest note. So in this case we would hold down green, and then we would tap the orange, and then hit blue and red after that. So it would look like this. So that works for just about all kinds of quad patterns. You just gotta remember to tap the highest note and then treat the rest of it like it's a triplet, which really simplifies it. It makes it easier on your hands especially. So we'll slow this down a little bit. So still tapping the highest note. And you can still do it on simple ones like this too. And it's a lot easier on your hands when you do it this way than to try and so if I was trying to one-hand this, like, maybe I could do it in some cases, but it hurts my hand quite a bit more, so you might want to stay away from that. By the way, this pattern is from the song Soulless 3. I'm going to be using a lot of Soulless songs and a lot of just electronic songs that were made strictly for Guitar Hero, because one, they're not going to get taken down. They're not going to make the video get taken down, and two, since they were built for Guitar Hero, they tend to have a lot of patterns, just one after another, like you saw there. So the next song we're going to be looking at is another Schmutz song, and it's called Marathon. Now, Marathon, I wish I had found it sooner, but it's about a 23-minute song that's all just lots of different patterns. So again, even though these are ascending, you can still tap the higher note. And as you can see, it makes it a lot easier to bounce around the fretboard when you usually don't have to worry about the orange note with your fretting hand. So now that we've covered sort of going up and down, let's do them both together and look at the zigzags. So this pattern is called Fury of the Quads, and again, you wouldn't want to one-hand this. It would, well, you might have to in some cases, but it's best if you just like before, use your left hand to do the 3 notes and then tap the highest one. So let's see if I can do this at full speed. Slow it down. So this really takes a lot of effort out of quad zigzags, because you're distributing the notes between your 2 hands and you don't have to stretch your fretting hand so far to hit those high notes. Another way you can treat zigzags with any amount of numbers is to, instead of seeing it up 4 and then down 4, try seeing it as like up 3 and then down 3. So you could see it as 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 3, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2. And you could alternate between your hands. So you would take your fretting hand and just do 1, 2, 3, and then have the other one do 4, 3, 2. This is probably the best way to play it really fast. And this works with triplets, quads, and quints. So let's see if I could do this. Okay, apparently not. So we're going to go back to a section called Warm Up D. And now we've got chimney solos with the quads. Now if you've watched the episode on the when I covered chimneys with the 3s, I went over how your left hand does a zigzag and then your right hand does a tap. So it's the same thing with quads. Now when you're doing zigzags with one hand, which you have to when you're doing chimneys, you're going to want to hold down each note when you put it down so that you can let go of it instead of just bouncing your finger off of each note. You're going to want to hold down red, hold down yellow, hold down blue, and then tap orange, and then let go, let go, let go, and just go up and down that way. So when you've got the chimneys, you'll go up a zigzag and then down, and then tap the orange, and then let go, and then go up and down, tap, up and down, tap. And so in this case you're going to have to one hand some of these awkward patterns. I mean, maybe you could tap the high orange note in the zigzag too, like that. But that gets pretty complicated when you get going really fast. So let's see what it looks like at full speed. So it looks really crazy, but let's say I can still keep up sort of well. So there's one more section in this song we're gonna check out. It's Infinity Solo Q. And here's where you see the quints. And just like with quads, you're gonna want to try and tap the highest note. Now, I mean, if these are slower, of course you could just one-hand it, you know, make your hand go up and down the fretboard. But when it gets too fast, you don't really want to move your hand too much. So one way you could do it is to go up the zigzag with 4 and then tap the high orange and then let go. Now we're going to have to slow this way down. This is a good pattern to practice, or this is a good section to practice this pattern, because it just lets you do it over and over. So as you can see, I'm just doing a zigzag with 4 on my one hand and then tapping the high orange. And remember how I was saying earlier how you could treat those quad zigzags as up 3, down 3. Well, you can treat these as up 4, down 4. I honestly think this is the method you would want to use if you were going at incredibly high speeds. You've probably seen some people do it on some of the really fast songs. Okay, the next song we're going to look at is called Inverted. So Inverted, I think we still have okay, so yeah, you're gonna want to put all taps on for this one. Now this is another weird pattern that's still kind of a quad. It's kind of a ladder. But you can see it goes 5 3 4 2, 5 3 4 2 instead of just 5 4 3 2. I mean, this can be pretty intimidating, but you just, again, you want to hold the red, and then with your tapping hand you're going to want to hit the orange yellow. So just like that. And then after you hit the orange yellow, then tap the blue. And then as you let go of the blue, it'll hit the red. So you're basically just going, you're alternating your hands between hitting the 2 notes. I'm going to slow this down. And then there's your descending quads. So just this little section. You can practice both of those types of patterns. This is actually a pretty fun one once you can play it fast enough. So that's a pretty fun one to practice. Now the last one we're going to look at is Sydney's Fanatical Solo Frenzy. And there's one section in this that I would really recommend if you're trying to get your quads and your triplets down. So we're going to go to space solo E. Oh, never mind. Madness solo E. So just like the triplet lesson, you can alternate your hands. Doing it like this, but with quads, using 3 fingers to tap. And then you can set your ending point right there. Yeah, this is a really good section to practice this kind of thing. So there you have it. That's quads. Another song you've probably run into some issues with is Satch Boogie. I think that's from Guitar Hero World Tour. Either that or Guitar Hero 5. I think it's World Tour. But you've got the pattern where it goes up and down with quads. So just try that with tapping the highest note going up and down. And you should have an easier time going through that. But anyways, I think that's the end of this one. Thanks for watching.